our bride's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Kita. And now, folks, in an unprecedented move, which I've never done before, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Mr. Robert Kita for the rest of the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, great pleasure to introduce to you our groom's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Robert and Kathy Nagel. Well, I guess it's the moment we've been waiting for, the introduction of our bridal party. So we need everybody to begin by putting your hands together. A little warm-up exercise for you as I introduce our bridesmaids, Miss Kate Markovich, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Sean Heller. And our bridesmaid, Miss Denise DeCamp, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Matt Myers. Our bridesmaid, Miss Amanda Privella, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Tim Nicoletti. Bridesmaid, Miss Sarah Davis, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Robert Vitt. Our bridesmaid, Miss Kelly Jarowitz, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Brian Heil. Our maid of honor, Miss Amy Farabee, being escorted by our usher, Mr. Robert Nagel III. Our maid of honor, Miss Amy McGinnis, being escorted by our best man, Mr. Eric Nagel. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to introduce this next couple. We ask everyone to please rise. We would like everyone to follow our bridal party. Put your hands up in the air as it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Nagel! Once again, let's hear for our bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Scott! Bridal party, give our bride and groom some room. You can step to the center of the dance floor, bride and groom, because it is now time for our bride and groom to share their first dance together as husband and wife. The song is by the Four Tops, and it's called I Can't Help Myself. One more time, one round of applause to our bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Nagel! One more time, let's hear for our bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Nagel! Ladies and gentlemen, our bride and groom have asked our bridal party to join in, along with, if we can have the parents of the bride and groom, celebrate this next song, a nice slow one by Elvis Presley.